the triple C. I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C. Don't really got the heat.
Guys, this video here is brought to you by the one and only, that's right, Jimmy Bars. Whether you guys like cookies and cream or you guys love citrus burst, guys, they have it all. So you guys make sure to go to the local Walmart near you and get your damn Jimmy on.
One last time, what they've done to him is disgusting. And for an entity that holds themselves out to have a level of honor and integrity, using him as a media vehicle to advance a fake narrative is disturbing, disgusting, and I think they have some legitimate legal liability that they should be very concerned with.
Oh, damn. Ow! Woo! Damn, I mean, now the UFC, Mr. Hunter Campbell, a good friend of mine, it seems like USADA and the UFC are probably going to be in a legal suit, ladies and gentlemen. Or am I just crazy? Because, you know, Hunter Campbell is one of the best lawyers in the whole state, if not in the whole damn country, so I wouldn't want to mess with him. But I also got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So I'm thinking it's 37 tests. 37 tests right now that are clean from Mr. Conor McGregor, Mr. McTapper, and now they want to clear because of those 37 tests because he's been out of the USADA pool for X amount of time, that now they say the 37 tests are actually going to allow Conor McGregor to fight whenever it is that he actually wants to. Now, USADA seems like they're trying to, like, nope, he needs to wait in line like the Triple C. He needs to wait in line like the John Jones, and he needs to give us 6 months. I mean, guys, I've been tested 89 times. The most tested out of any athlete you could actually think of, whether it's probably wrestling or mixed martial arts, because we used to get tested in wrestling, but not nearly as much as we did in the UFC. What am I trying to say? There's more money in mixed martial arts. People are more accessible to maybe cheat. You know, how many people have we caught in the past? You know, let's start off with me being a victim. TJ Dillashaw, number one. We got Brock Lesnar. We got people who have tested, who have actually legitimately been cut. Now, Dana White said, guys, USADA don't have to come knocking they don't have to come knocking at 4 or 5 in the morning to test you. Guys, this is how you catch those guys actually cheating. As much as I don't like nobody freaking knocking on my damn door, doesn't mean that I don't abide for it too. Yeah, I may even answer that door pissed off. But for the simple fact that with the sophisticated stuff that we have now, this is when you actually catch them. So to me, somebody who was tested, who's been clean since the beginning, I don't find that, I find that fair. I find that fair, and I think there's a reason why since USADA, it's been a bit different. You know, now the other big thing that they're saying is maybe thinking Conor McGregor USADA is using Conor McGregor as publicity. I don't know. Matthew, was it USADA or WADA that actually caught Lance Armstrong?
USADA caught Lance Armstrong.
USADA. So USADA. I mean, USADA has been around. That was one of the most breaking news of all of sports at that time, when Lance Armstrong was actually, tested positive for EPO. It was actually Mr. Jeff Novitzky. I think at that time he was with USADA. Listen, guys, I'm not here to take sides. I'm really not, man, because even this conversation that I'm having now could potentially, they may not like me as much. Whoever we decide to bring in, because there is breaking news. They're talking about the guy who was the investigator for Saddam Hussein. It needs to be somewhat experienced people that have been in the Olympic movement for a very long time. So there's 2 others that I'm thinking. I say it's either WADA or VADA. I want to say it's with the V. So the one's with the W, the other one's with the V. Why do we need that? Because as a fighter, as an athlete, we do need people actually legitimately following the rules. We need these parties who are already experienced and actually understand the system in order for this to actually work. Because the last thing you want to, especially now that the UFC is a public traded company, is for somebody to eventually maybe even sue the company because somebody tested for X, Y, and Z and nobody really discovered it. There could be legal action to that sense, not just to the fighter, but also to the governing body, which in this position is for the UFC. I don't like it. I've done things for USADA. Like I said, I've always been clean, and this is my God honest opinion, I'm not going against the UFC. I'm not one of those guys. What I'm saying is, can we get somebody who is in the Olympic system to be able to actually start testing us? Because then you will realize that USADA, you know, they were doing their thing. So I do not believe that USADA was doing this for publicity. You know, I really don't. But you know, sometimes the UFC and Conor McGregor, it is a pool. And I think if they want Conor to fight, then they will fight for their fighter as they should fight for their fighter. And they just happen to say, hey, man, it's you know, it's our ways. We've had trouble with you guys in the past with little mix-ups. I remember the time that they did test Alexander Volkanovski before he fought Max Holloway, which kind of disrupted his sleep, things of that matter, but nothing very like viciously where you could say that, you know, that somebody tested positive without thinking about it twice because they know that conscious of USADA. You know, Paulo Borrachinha has been tested 53 times this year. You know, the Mr. Secret Juice. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's a limbo with the UFC with whatever company they decide to bring in. They're gonna have to make that best decision possible because if not, it's gonna go back to the early 90s. Early 90s, early 2000s. What you got for me, Matthew?
So the UFC has announced that they're going to partner with DFSI, Drug Free Sport International. They've partnered with the NBA, NFL, NHL, and even NASCAR. Does it make you feel any better that they're going to be with a company like this?
Yeah. You start with the NBA, the NFL. I wish I had done that before I went on a damn rant. But 100%. It's just, will they be able to be as consistent as USADA? Because that's all it is. It's consistency. You got to know when a fighter's actually fighting. You got to know more than likely, he's actually going to start taking some of that secret juice. So that's up to, that's up to that company to find out. Because guess what? It's not just the UFC that's under fire. It's that damn company too. They have slip-ups too. That brings down the whole company. Who's going to want to work with a company that allows people, especially in combat sports, to pop dirty?
There was a rumor that in the future, the UFC might even allow certain experimental medicine to help fighters heal from injuries faster. Do you think that that's a slippery slope to go down?
Dude, no. I think it should be surgery. I don't know if you guys heard the question, you know, like there's rumors. I'm going to say rumors, unless this is quoted by Hunter Campbell. There's rumors that are saying that that they're going to allow experimental, medicine to be able to, for an athlete to heal faster. It is, I mean, it's a slippery slope, dude, but I think I'll be gone by then. But I think, the UFC, once it starts to become more like the NFL or the NBA, that's probably more like when they'll actually start making money too. So the more as us fighters mess up and things like that, the more it's, the more that the sport could also go down as well. There's a lot to think about because the UFC is mainstream, but it hasn't hit the platform of the NBA or the NFL.